Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we will learn to automate the drop down. Basically we will ensure the count, we will validate the values in the drop down step by step. So let's begin. For this particular tutorial I will be using this practice automation website, and here you need to scroll down and you will see this drop down. Now once you click on this one, you will see these options: yes, no and undecided. So basically your task as automation engineer is to validate this drop down. So there are two test cases which you need to ensure here. The first one, the number of count, and second one, the values. Now let's go to the PyCharm and automate this one. So let's go to the PyCharm, and the first thing is that we need to create a file. So right click on this one, click new, Python file, test underscore automating drop down, and press enter. And let me copy a certain code from previous example. So let me copy this complete code from here and paste it over here. So basically the first line is we are importing the Playwright sync API, and from that we are importing the page and expect. Okay, and now we need to change the name of the test function over here. So let's change the name here, and let me name it as test underscore drop down, and we need to change the URL. So copy this from here, go back here and paste this URL over here. We have intentionally added the timeout so that you can see the execution, because the execution is usually really fast. So for this tutorial purpose I have intentionally added the dot wait for timeouts. Okay, now let me remove other part of the code from here. So let me remove this part from here. So once you're on the website, the first thing you need to do is that you need to locate the drop down itself. So if you go here, if you right click on this one, inspect this one. So this is the main select base drop down. Select base. You see that? Select base drop down. Now ID is provided over here. So simply I can use the CSS selector over here. What I'll do is that let me go back here, and here I will create drop down equals to. So here we are basically page dot locator, and here let's provide the CSS locator. So we see that ID is provided, so hash automation. So let me confirm this one. So yes, so ID is provided. So when ID is provided, you can write the CSS with the hash and the value. So once you have provided this one, so we have located the drop down, right? Now what we need to do is that we need to locate all the options element inside the drop down. So basically if you go here and click on this one, you see that we have option values over here, right? So now after locating the drop down itself, now we need to locate these options inside that particular drop down. So go back, and here we say options is equals to, now using that drop down, because these options are inside that particular drop down, so drop down, so we are referring this one from here. So drop down dot, again locator, and we need to locate the options. Now we have located all the options. Let's start with our first test, which will verify the total number of options in the drop down. So that's really simple. So what we need to do is that I will say expect, and inside that options, then dot to have to underscore have underscore count. So it will give us the count, and we are expecting the count here. For example, let me see the count. So there are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4. So we need to ensure that there should be 4. The one is default, one is yes, one is no, and one is undecided. So actually there are 4. So just go back here, and so we need to ensure that it should be 4. That's how simple it is to assert or write a test case where you have to verify the total number of options in the dropdown. Now, the second part, the second test case, where you have to verify the values, right? So again, here what we need to do is that we need to first define the expected, what we are expecting in this particular dropdown. So expected underscore data equals 2, and now there are multiple options, so it should be in the array. Okay, and here if we go, so basically the first one was the default, and there's no label or the text value. Okay, and second one is yes, it has yes, it has no, it is no with the capital N, and for undecided with the capital N. Now go back here. So this is what we are expecting. So for default comma, so there's nothing, right? This is the first option, which is empty, or which is by default, right? Then I need to copy this one from here, paste for yes, for no, and for undefined. So the second one is basically yes, and the value or the actual value was basically with the capital Y. Similarly, no, and here with the capital N, and last was undefined or undecided. Let me show what was. So undecided, so let me copy from here, go back here, paste it here, again copy this one, paste one here, but with the capital U over here. Now this is our expected data in that particular drop down. So now if I want to verify each and everything from this one, so basically what we need to do is that we need to go step by step. First this, then this, then this, then this. So when we have to go into the multiple data, so basically we need to iterate. So iteration 1, iteration 2, iteration 3, then iteration 4. And when I talk about iteration over here, so basically the first thing comes in your mind is basically we need to loop through each expected options. Okay, so let's go here for I in range, then length object, and inside that, because this is object, right? And then we have expected data. So I want to loop through this one, right? For that I need a length. Length will give me that, okay, it has 4 options, right? So once you have this one, then what we need to do is that we simply iterate through each value. Okay, so simply expect, then options dot nth, and we need to provide I, because this is the variable we are using to store the values we are getting from the object. Then what we need to do is that once we have this one, to, and we say to underscore have, we have called something attribute. So an attribute is basically value, comma, expected underscore data, and expected data is coming from I, and we have indexing over here 0. Now again, this is very simple, and what also you can do is that you can verify that visible text of each option, ensure UI text displayed to the user is correct. Again, you can go with the similar kind of approach over here. Now we have pretty much automated, and simply we just added over those, getting the length, then we are asserting the values simply. So once we have done this one, now let's run this particular test. So we can run with the test name itself. So in our previous session, we learned that how we can do this. So the name of test is basically the test underscore drop down, and we need to run this in a headed mode. So let's run this one and see what happens over here. So simply it will deselect 5, but it haven't selected any of those options. So why that so? Let's just try to debug this one. Let me see if we have given the correct name. So test underscore. So there's a problem with the name here. It's a typo mistake. So basically drop down. Now this is correct and press enter. So one is selected because we have grabbing the test with the test name. Now it should open the browser and do these verifications for us. So again, really simple. Identify the drop down, identify the options inside that one, verify the count, loop through those options, and verify those options in your testing. So it's executing the test and we got failure. Now, why that happened? So basically, there's an assertion failure, and the locator expected to have count 4, actual values got 0. So there's some problem. And now, why this problem occurs, we also need to understand and we also need to debug this. So if you go back over here, so basically as soon as you go here on this page, so this dropdown is not visible, right? This dropdown is not visible. If this dropdown is not visible, so there's a possibility that the playwright will not be able to locate this one. Okay, so what you should do now? So as an automation tester, I need to ensure that I need to scroll and this should be visible. So this is the first thing comes in my mind as an automation tester. So let's go back over here, and what I'll do is that we have waited over here. So after this wait basically, and this one, so what I'll do is I'll say drop down dot scroll into view if needed. So if needed, playwright, if needed, just scroll to the view, right? Because currently it was not visible on the screen. And then I will, for my testing or debugging purposes, I will say expect drop down dot to dot to underscore b underscore visible. Yeah. So now this is not my assertion here right now, but you can do this assertion as well. But right now, my purpose is to debug and show you how you can debug this kind of situation when you're automating. So it's not about handling the element itself. So in this tutorial, my purpose was to ensure that when you're automating and having a real-time challenges, again, this is a real-time challenge. Automating a dropdown was not an issue over here. But the problem here is that it's not visible. Now, so let's run this one again and see what happens. If it still is not getting fixed, we'll see how we can fix this one. So it will open, and this time let's see what happens. So scroll down. Now this particular do you like automation dropdown is visible, but still it got failed. So the locator expected to have count 4, but it says that actual value 0. And again, there's some problem with the code. So we need to fix this code. Now, here the problem is basically around these options over here. Because we have clearly seen that it is scrolled to this particular field. So that might not be even required. But we are just debugging our automation script and we are learning at the same time. So here, if I go here, so it is basically something problem with the options. So it's basically option, not the options. So that is the problem. Just go here, remove this one, and we are done now. Now, this time it should work. Let's run this one and see what happens over here. So do a scroll down, and yep, this time it got passed. And now what I will do is that maybe we don't need to scroll, right? So let's comment out this line and this one, or just simply remove those lines of code from here. And here we are going to this drop down option, this one, and see what happens now. So in the real world, that's how an automation testers work. So they identify, they face the challenges, and then again just got passed. So this means that we really don't need to scroll. But in case if it's not locating, there might be a problem with the locator, problem with the view. So there can be possibilities. So as an automation tester, you need to think around those options and debug and fix your automation scripts. So basically, in today's session, my purpose was to make you understand how a real automation tester works. How it's not about locating the elements. You face the multiple different challenges. How you gonna resolve those challenges, right? But again, the main purpose is to handle the drop down, but at the same time, handling those challenges.